before we talk about the actual event itself, what is the Good Samaritan Clinic?
Well, the Good Samaritan Clinic was a labor of love by a group of individuals that really saw the need in the community over nearly 20 years ago because of the gap. You know, they felt like there were so many people that just couldn't afford insurance, didn't have insurance. So this group of people got together and started a little Tuesday night clinic at St. Paul's Methodist Church in Fort Smith. It went on for a couple of years. It really got overwhelming. It got so big that they really couldn't manage it and were really considering closing it. Fast forward, you know, across town at St. John's Church, you know, longtime realtor in our community, Ramona Roberts and Dr. Kumal Qute had been knocking around this idea about a charitable clinic. And Ramona's husband had just passed away, and the church had received a lot of donations. And they asked her what she wanted to be done with it. She said, "I'd like to start, you know, a charitable clinic in Fort Smith for, you know." And then from that, she found out about the St. Paul's night, and that just it was. I mean, it's hard to, and it's cliche, but it was God thing from that point forward, because the two talked, merged. The only requirement was that it stay the Good Samaritan Clinic. And you fast forward to 2003, a 501c3 was established, and we've been here ever since. The corner of 615 North B Street.
And the services you provide include what?
Everything, really all inclusive. There are only 17 charitable clinics left in the state of Arkansas. Most operate on a half-time. Very few are full-time like we are. Our primary focus is basic medical care, non-emergent medical care, establishing that continuity of care for someone that finds themselves between jobs or loses their insurance or just simply can't afford it, or in some rare cases have a $10,000 deductible. That's not insurance, that's catastrophic care. And so we offer that continuum of care so that they can have a provider who knows what they're on. 72% of the patients we see suffer from some form of diabetes or hypertension. That's unreal. And you tag on all the stresses of the past 2 years with COVID, it's just a recipe for disaster. We offer limited dental, we offer a vision, and that's amazing. I mean, the patients that we see may not have had an eye exam for 10, 15 years, and they come here, it's a $20 copayment for an exam. They get to pick out a pair of brand new glasses. Their glasses get ground while they wait, and they're on their way. And if they don't have that $20, we just absorb that cost, because what kind of quality of life can someone have if they can't see? Very little. We also do counseling. We offer counseling once a month, and just a number of things. Since we partnered with the medical school, it's been phenomenal. We have a chiropractor that comes here. He's great. He's a local chiropractor, just has a heart for the mission. And now with the medical school, we have the OMT, which is a form of therapy, you know, manipulation therapy that you can do. And it's especially effective for our patients that have, probably most of them have really tough blue collar jobs that, you know, not one of us as we get older, DB, we know, back pain, neck pain, things that really prohibit them having, you know, a good quality of life. And just because they're low to moderate income families doesn't mean they don't deserve that. And so it's a win-win for us, because the medical students learn and they're able to treat the patients. And it's just, I mean, I always say you see little miracles here every day, and that's what makes this place so amazing. And more so than that, they don't stay our patients forever. You know, a lot of people tend not to want to give to charity because they feel like it's, you know, a redundancy of service, or it's just, you know, enabling people. And the Good Samaritan Clinic is everything but that, because they age into Medicare. They might be immigrants that finally get all they need to get in order to get on Medicaid, or they get better and they get a better job and they get insurance. So it's wonderful to see that happen, that you truly are giving that hand up, but then they go on to do great things. And nothing touches my heart more than you'll see one of them that's been a previous patient come in, throw money on the counter and just say, help somebody else. I can't put a value on what you did for me because it was life-changing. I always tell people, we will see anyone once. If we find out you have insurance, we'll help get you on with a provider. We'll help you navigate the waters of what we call healthcare, which is a tricky place.
Exactly.
But we also have a commitment to the 2 hospital systems that support us here. And we're not going to see patients with insurance, because that's not what we're here for. We're here to fill that gap, to pay it forward, to not look the other way and cross the street, but yet do the Good Samaritan thing and hit those challenges straight on. And that's what we've done on this little corner of North B for almost 20 years. And it's completely 100% community owned. I mean, this community has embraced this little charity for a long time, and it's just amazing what the wonderful things. And last year we saw over 6,200 patients. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah,
Crazy.
yeah. And in order to do that, you have to have obviously some revenue. And one of the biggest events I think that you all have come up with, and you haven't been able to do it for the last couple of years because of COVID, but the Bellamy Brothers coming in. Explain April 22nd. Explain this night. What'll be happening this night?
Well, when we started it, it's really in part of what a large part of challenge, or biggest challenge that charities face today, and that's just there's no money for operating expenses, and there are fewer and fewer grants that will give you money for staffing and things like that. Just trying to stay competitive with a living wage, as that may be. And this is, healthcare is not easy, and it's certainly not easy when you're dealing with folks that have such hardships anyway. And so to meet that need, we decided to start having an event. And 3 years ago, we had Mickey Gilley and Johnny Lee. We called it the Urban Cowboy Reunion, and Channel 5 is always right by our side supporting us and creating great PSAs for that. But so 2020, we decided we're just going to take it up another step and let our love flow.
That's right.
Let our love flow. And we booked the Bellamy Brothers, super excited. We actually got to go to Branson and see them. I always like to meet someone like that, and found out that they do a similar charity, for a similar thing for a charity in Darby, Florida, where they're from. And they were thrilled about doing it. And then COVID happened. So,
yes.
So we postponed it. Then we postponed it again. And then, so here we are, 2022. And April 22nd, 2022, the Bellamy Brothers are coming to Fort Smith, America. And they're going to put on a performance for the Good Samaritan Clinic.
All right. So how do you get where will it be? And then how do you get tickets for this? Because
Yeah,
I know this will sell out real fast.
I call it the diamond in the rough that people just
Yes.
don't take enough advantage of. But K. Rogers Park Expo Center and Denny Flynn and his crew out there are just second to none, in my opinion. Great venue, great parking. I mean, you just can't beat it. So we went there 3 years ago, had a blast. So we're going back, and it's fun. We have it decorated. It is one of those events. I heard someone say that, you just got to throw in your jeans and your cowboy boots and your hat. And I don't know if you've ever met Celeste from the rodeo, but she has this big hat booth. She's there every year with us. She sells more hats. I call it, what is it? My grandma used to call those drugstore cowboys.
Yes, yes.
Everybody leaves with a hat that night, but it's an amazing venue. And you simply can call us here at the clinic. It's 783-0233, or you can go to GoodSamaritanFS.com. But for sure, go to our social media sites on Instagram and Facebook, and that's Good Samaritan FS as well. And it'll tell you all kinds of things about auction items. We've gotten, I was just at Newton's Jewelry just a few minutes ago, picking out the piece there, and we've had gifts donated from the Diamond Center. We always have neat things from Umarex and Walther, and just a great outpouring of the community, and just a neat silent auction. We have Mechanical Bull. We named her Daisy a few years ago. And actually, our medical director still holds the record on that.
Oh my! So this is more than a concert. Then there's all kinds of stuff.
It's a lot of fun. It's great food. It's great music, and I know you're familiar with this gentleman, but the sponsor party band and the after party band is none other than Robert Houston's Western Swing Band.
Well, heck yes.
Yeah. So he'll be warming folks up, and then he'll be our after party. And I teased him about, you just want to tell people you open for the Bellamys.
Oh, absolutely. Don't blame him at all on that one. All right. April 22nd. And again, give us go to the Good Samaritan FS Facebook page.
Yes.
Or give me that number one more time.
It's 479-783-0233. And just remember, we're closed on Fridays, but we'll be here every other day of the week.
Okay. Patty, thank you so much. It sounds like a fantastic
It'll
night.
be fun. And like I said, it's a great way to give a donation. You couldn't get a band with all of the inclusive fixings like this caliber anywhere for this price. And you get to stay right here at home and do it.